So you can see what I'm about to do today. So yes, I have mulled over the prospect of doing this for a while. I'd considered aftermarket ones because they're easier to install, but I had an opportunity to get these brand new ones for a really good price and figured why not. Now, there are some challenges. They're gonna have to be coded to work with the car, unlike the aftermarket ones I was looking at. And I'm concerned about breaking these trim rings while removing them. But I have enough information here, and I can thank the mini vlog for most of that information because he did this with his own JCW before he got his GP. So it should be pretty straightforward. Now, the coding involved will require the BimmerCode app. It'll require the expert mode and a lot of patience because this is not an easy thing to do, especially when it comes to coding, because you have to basically change the settings in this so that it doesn't recognize that this is an LED taillight and this one isn't. So I should probably get to taking this trim ring off. And I'm concerned about breaking it. So let's get to it. The key to any good project is having proper tools. So my taillight rings are wrapped. So I gotta figure out how I'm gonna get this off. And I don't want to break it because if I do, it'll be a very expensive repair to buy new taillight rings. It was actually easier than I thought. And I didn't break any tabs either. And you can see it's chrome wrapped in black. So there are the screws. 3 screws holding it in place. They look like T20 or T25. So I'm gonna go get my tools to take this out. So as I thought, it's a T20. Now I happen to have this really cool tool here for Torx heads. You don't have to use one of these, you can use something completely different, and these were fairly cheap. Actually, I bought them at Harbor Freight. So if you want to use one like this, you can. So we're going to start with the top screw. Easier than I thought. One. And that'll eventually come out. That's 2. And this last one makes 3. So that's all 3 screws. It's just a matter of jiggling it loose. There are tabs on the inside of this taillight housing, just so you know. So you'll want to be incredibly careful when you're pulling this out so you don't break them. So there's one right there at this bottom corner from the inside. And I think that's it. I want to say that's it. So looking at the back of the taillight, the new taillight that is, there's a tab here on the inboard side and on the outboard side. Now, I couldn't quite get my hand in there to get the inboard one. So what I ended up doing is after I loosened this one, I pushed on the side of the taillight here and it popped loose. So there it is. So we popped it loose. You see here we have a connector wire on the back side. So we disconnect that and there it is. So the taillight assemblies look very, very different from the back. And conveniently, looks like both are made in Poland. Yep, both are made in Poland. But much different taillight design, because you can see that this is supposed to be halogen, but these look like LED connectors. So here's the new assembly here. We're going to plug this in like so. sure it's connected properly. And then it's just a matter of clipping it back in. Just got to attach the screws, put the trim piece back on. I'm going to go to the next side of the car, and the installation part should be done. Now, one of the things you also want to remember is there's an access panel inside the car behind both taillights, so you can pop this open as a way of adjusting or helping yourself get back there. But that's step one. So now I reattach this ring very carefully, no less. And that's it. This ring's attached, and that already looks much better. So now to the other one. So if this were plug and play, this would be it. The taillights would be done. But this isn't plug and play. This is programming now. So I recommend if you don't have the BimmerCode app, get it. Pay for the expert mode because you're going to need it. And then buy one of these on Amazon or wherever you can find one of these. This is an OBD2 scanner, a Bluetooth one. It works with the BimmerCode app. And you're going to have to use this now to program some settings in this car because these taillights are not plug and play. They will throw codes, unlike the old taillights, which didn't do that. So these were not designed necessarily for this car, so you have to kind of trick the computer basically to thinking these are working normally. So that's the next step for this video, and let's get to that. So of course, because I'm a glutton for punishment, I went straight to the source of information here. This is the mini vlog, and if you can see right here, he has the instructions on how to fix the taillight error code or how to remove it. So I have my BimmerCode app plugged in, but I'm going to go ahead and print these instructions out so that I can work with the BimmerCode app and read the instructions at the same time. Now, as you can see, some of it's in German, so you're gonna have to go into expert mode to do this. So now I have a printout here of all these instructions, and I want to thank the mini vlog for including this in the description of his videos. So this makes it a little bit easier because, one, I can't read German, at least not anymore. So this is gonna be very useful. So I have the OBD2 plugged into the car, and as you can see in the instructions here, it says to plug it into the car. You also want to make sure the car is on but not running. And then you want to go into your phone. See, it's already telling me I have warnings. You want to go into your phone, you want to launch the BimmerCode app. So now we're going to connect to the car with my V-Peak OBD2. Connect. Mini. I'm just going to set this right there. So as you can see here, it's now identifying the modules, the control units. And a little fresh air in the car while I'm waiting. It takes a little bit of time, but once you get it, it's pretty straightforward. So we're now in the list. So we got our full list here. And according to the instructions from the mini vlog, we need to go into the front electronic module car access system category in basic mode. So front, that would be car access, front electronic module. I'm thinking that would probably be body domain module because it's not really that specific. And then it takes a little time to load, so once it loads, we'll get to it. So we're kind of mixed all over the place here. So my tail lights right now are right here. Tail light warm monitoring is not active. Tail light cold monitoring is not active. Tail light lamp bulbs are LED, so mine were already LED. Tail light inner LED, adaptive brake light warm monitoring. It says in the instructions here to turn that off. So we're going to deactivate that, and we're going to deactivate that. Leave that. Rear fog light warm monitoring. My rear fog lights are on the bumper, so we're not going to worry about that. Reverse light monitoring. Since my reverse light is an LED, we're going to change those. And I think we're going to go ahead and turn those off too. To not active, just for kicks, for safety reasons. Turn signal rear warm monitoring, not active, not active. Rear bulb is LED. And now brake light warm monitoring, not active. Not active. It's referring to the tail light, and we're going to leave that alone. That's referring to the brake light bulb up above. So let's double check through here. Okay. Now that we've done that, we need to now go into expert mode. Continue. Find BLRIS LED active. I'm gonna need a minute. Okay, I'm going to include the instructions that the mini vlog put in here, but it's a little more complicated than it looks. I got thrown off quite a bit with some of the settings here, and it could just be because I was reading it wrong, but I ended up having to go to North American Motoring to actually get some more info on what I'm doing here, because there were some other settings that they recommended doing. But I think if you followed the instructions completely to the letter, you shouldn't have any issues. Now, if you're very skittish about doing this with the OEM taillights, I recommend going and getting the aftermarket ones because they don't necessarily have these issues. And as far as I know, if they do work the same way, they include more concrete, more thorough instructions on how to do this. This is very, very tedious. I don't recommend it for the faint of heart here. And I know that if I screw this up, I can at least take my car into the mini dealership and have them fix something with it, even if it means putting the old taillights back in. But I'm gonna keep following these instructions, and I'll let you know the results when I'm done. So once I actually got the instructions figured out and actually paid attention to it again, it started to make sense. And they're very thorough instructions. You go in there, basically copy exactly what he did in this entire list. This is over 3 videos he did. What I did is I compiled it into one list. I'm going to put that in the description of the video below. But it's pretty thorough, pretty straightforward. And once it's all said and done, you shouldn't have any issues getting these installed on your car. I got everything done. I followed his instructions to the letter, and They look good, they work good, and I'm very pleased. I'm looking forward to actually enjoying my car with these new taillights. But so far, I'm impressed. This was actually a pretty easy thing once I figured out everything. I was a little confused, and some instructions didn't quite make any sense to me, and I finally just had to just follow it to the letter, and it actually ended up making sense. But I want to thank everybody for watching this video. If you want to watch the mini vlog do this stuff, go check out his videos. I'll even include a link to his channel, or to the videos at least, because they're pretty good with these instructions. But in the meantime, I'm also going to include the full instructions in my description of my video, so you all can watch that and get an idea. As far as installation, very straightforward. Pop the trim ring off, 3 screws, and you're good to go. As far as programming, that's a little bit more tedious. Once you finally get that stuff done though, it's pretty easy, and the car looks amazing. So I'm really excited about this. This is one of the coolest mods I've ever done to my own car, so I'm really happy about that. But I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a like below, don't forget to comment, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so, check out my playlists at the end of this video. You never know what I might have. I might have a playlist, might have something else. But before I let you go, I'm just going to remind you that life is too short to drive a boring car, so drive a Mini. I'll see you all in the next video, and thanks for watching.